And we're back with some exciting things taking flight at the Niagara Aerospace Museum. It is looking for a new home right now as its collection of historic aircraft and artifacts continues to outgrow its current space. At the same time, it's keeping that history front and center with a spring lecture series highlighting Western New York's role in aviation and space age. Joining us now is Lindsay Lauren Visser, historian and executive director of the Niagara Space Aero Museum. I was looking at those amazing renderings.
Aren't they great?
And they took my breath away. So tell us what we were just looking at.
You're looking at the proposed new home of the Niagara Aerospace Museum. So we have been working really hard for a couple years now to identify a new home. And part of it is because our current home is very limited in terms of how many artifacts we can display at any given time. So we really wanted something that was going to keep us in Niagara Falls, very specifically downtown Niagara Falls, but something that had more space where we can really give these artifacts the space and the interpretation that they deserve and that our community deserves. So what you saw is the proposed new design for the building we'd be building.
And what would that look like?
So we are looking, we're actually working with the state right now to secure a parcel that's in downtown Niagara Falls, and we would be building a new facility for it, which would be significantly larger than our current square footage. It would allow us to update a lot of our exhibits, make them more interactive, really focus in on the STEM education, because while we think of our aerospace history as being very deep, the truth is we're still an aerospace community. And so there are so many companies that are looking for people who want to get into this field and to start taking some of those jobs as they continue to expand. So creating a pipeline from kind of young, early education into a career in the STEM fields is something that we would really be able to do with this new space.
And it's so easy to imagine how excited kids will get to visit a place like this.
You don't have to market rocket ships, right? Like any kid, you're going to tell them that's what you have. They're definitely going to want to come check it out.
For people who are unfamiliar with what you do currently, can you just explain a little bit about what it's like to visit the Niagara Aerospace Museum?
Absolutely.
And what you learned?
Yeah, so we are a museum that you can come visit, especially over the weekends. That's we're open on Saturdays and Sunday at the moment. But if you come in, you will see everything from the earliest days of aviation all the way up through the space age, even to some of the things that Moog and other companies are currently working on. Our main collection, a lot of it comes from the Bell era, where Bell Aerospace was in Niagara Falls. So a lot of those experimental prototype aircraft. We actually have the X-22. So if anybody watching is familiar with that aircraft or has memories of it, we have it. We just can't display it in this facility as it is right now. So if you come in, you can learn a lot about our past, a little bit about what's going on right now, and even some predictions as far as what the future of aerospace exploration, especially space exploration, is going to look like.
And if all this sounds exciting and people want to start getting involved now, you have a lecture series coming up this spring.
We do. So if you're interested and this is something you're interested in, please come see us. We have two coming up. One in particular I think is so exciting. We partnered with the Buffalo Niagara Tesla corridor, and they are doing one on the difference between Einstein and Tesla in terms of the theory of relativity, which is something that if you're not super into it, it sounds really like high level, but I promise you it is so engaging. The presenter we have makes it so understandable and digestible. But we also have the story of bringing the P-40, our Curtiss P-40, the newest aircraft that we brought into our collection. A little bit about its manufacturing locally, but then the story of how we got a aircraft across New York State into our museum. So it should be really interesting.
And when people come visit, are there things they can touch? Can you touch the planes and the things?
Some of them, yes. They are still historic artifacts. So we do ask people to be very careful with them because we want them to last for generations to come. But there are definitely some things that you can touch. We have some pieces in particular that I think people would be really surprised that they can just kind of walk up to and interact with.
Lindsay Lauren, is there anything that people can do to help you with the project of getting the new museum and location off the ground?
Apart from supporting the museum, the main thing that we ask people to do is to follow us on our social media channels. That's the best way to stay up to date with what we're doing. Not only will you know everything as we know it, you'll also learn a lot. We have a really great social media department now that is putting out a lot of great content, especially stuff from our archives. Something that people don't necessarily know a lot about when it comes to the museum is that we have this amazing collection of two-dimensional paper artifacts. And so we're starting to put those online. So follow us on our social media channels and you can follow this journey with us.
Perfect. And what's the website?
It is www.niagaraaerospacemuseum.org. I apologize, it's a ton of vowels, but it is worth it.
Just spell it out. Lindsay Lauren Visser is a historian and the executive director of the Niagara Aerospace Museum. Thanks for being here on Most Buffalo. We appreciate it. And